Scahirlig, a Culloty, a Frivannig agus a Gnushla. Bhhainú fáilte Críoch Currid Gagéine an seo Armadin. Go dtí an oscail diffigiúil tá spántas ag Cllr 100 bliain ó hinál na chéadála agus funú an déan le his Parliamentig neamhsplách in Éireann agus cuine ar an géad cathair teachtaídála a dhéann ionadaíocht le Cllr. On behalf of Kerry County Council, I'd like to welcome you to Cllr Library this morning for the official opening of this new exhibition to mark the centenary of the first Dáil and the 4 Kerry TDs who were members of Ireland's first independent parliamentary assembly. Apart from the information panels to your right and left, which provide a short summary of the establishment of the first Dáil and the 4 Kerrymen who served in that parliament, we have a number of items on display at the back of the room, courtesy of the local history section of Kerry Library, including books and items of personal memorabilia which are relevant to today's subject matter and some of our first TDs. For anyone interested, we are live streaming this event on our Twitter feed. It's probably a shame that they didn't have a Twitter feed in 1919, or we'd all have been able to watch the proceedings in the Mansion House. Later we'll hear from the descendants of the 4 Dáil deputies who we're commemorating here today. But firstly, to open the exhibition, would you please welcome the last Cllr of Kerry County Council, Councillor John Culloty.
Good evening, distinguished guests. As last Cllr of Kerry County Council, I would like to thank you all for coming to the opening of this exhibition this morning here in Kerry Library in Cllr. I would firstly like to convey the apologies of the Cllr, Norma Foley, who is temporarily incapacitated and regrets that she cannot be here this morning, but she sends us her good wishes for this event this morning. I would like to welcome our Chief Executive, Moira Murrell, elected representatives, members of the Council Strategic Policy Committee and distinguished guests. Welcome also to the representatives of the Defence Forces and in Garda Síochána, Commandant Tommy Martin and Superintendent Dan Keane. You're very welcome. I would like to say Keane Fáte in particular to the relatives of Kerry's first chapter Dáil who are with us today. It's wonderful to have you with us today, and I look forward to hearing from you later. I would also like to welcome current and former TDs who represented Kerry over the past 100 years and their descendants. We're now approximately halfway through the decade of Centenary, the 10-year period during which we commemorate the historic milestone events which took place in Ireland between the passage of the Home Rule Bill in 1912 and the ending of the Civil War in 1923. Just 2 years ago at Banna and Ballycassan, we marked the centenary of the important events of 1916 with the state commemorations at Banna led by President Higgins. Today, we mark another significant step in the journey towards the achievements of Irish independence and the foundation of an independent parliamentary democracy in Ireland. The election of December 1918 and the establishment of the first Dáil in January 1919. The election of 14th of December 1918 is hugely significant in its own right. The Sinn Féin candidates at that election pledged not to take their seats at Westminster and instead committed to the establishment of an independent parliament in Dublin. 4 parliamentary seats in Kerry, West Kerry, South Kerry, East Kerry and North Kerry, were not contested as the Irish parliamentary MPs stood aside in the face of a surge in Republican sentiment. The 4 men elected 100 years ago on Friday next were Austin Stack, Fionnán Lynch, Pearse Beasley and James Crowley. Though many of the Sinn Féin MPs were in jail at the time they were elected, they were clear about their intentions. On this election to Westminster, North Kerry TD James Crowley wrote to express his thanks to his constituents, and I quote, "My sincerest thanks for their unanimous expression of confidence in me. The numerous unopposed returns will leave no doubt in the minds of the watching world on the question of Ireland's demands in common with other small nationalities for self-determination and complete independence, a claim which shall be made my pleasure and duty to support and forward as lies in me. The first Dáil met in the round room in the Mansion House in Dublin on the 21st of January 1919, and the establishment of this new and independent Parliament was a dramatic moment. The Irish Independent reported on the proceedings as follows. The scene inside the round room was a particularly animated one. The entire waiting audience rose when the Republican members entered the round room shortly after 3:30, and prolonged cheers greeted them, women especially being particularly demonstrative in waving miniature flags and handkerchiefs. In the course of just an hour and a half, Dáil conducted a considerable amount of business. The new TDs elected a Cllr, Cllr, and his first last Cllr, Kelly, otherwise known as Kelly, was a native of Culloty, Valencia, and a TD for that. The Cllr read the roll of these elected, including Kerry's representatives: East Kerry, Peter Spacely, North Kerry, James Crowley, South Kerry, Finan Lynch, and West Kerry, Austin Snack. Only Peter Spacely, representing East Kerry, was presented, as each of his Kerry colleagues were in jail. The Dáil went on to assert the exclusive rights of the elected representatives of the Irish people to legislate for the country. It adopted a provisional constitution and approved a declaration of independence. It also approved a democratic programme based on the 1916 proclamation of the Irish Republic, and read and adopted a message to the free nations of the world. Each of our first representatives in the Dáil made contributions far beyond being members of our first independent Parliament. Peter Spacely went on to become a Free State soldier and a prolific writer and journalist. Among his works was one 2-volume biography of Michael Collins, a copy of which is on display here today. James Crowley, a vet from the Stole, was a long-serving TD for North Kerry, representing Gael, and was actively involved in the War of Independence and a prominent figure in the Blue Shirts in Kerry in the 1930s. Finan Lynch was part of the delegation to the talks on the Anglo-Irish Treaty, had a distinguished ministerial and legal career, and served in the Dáil until October 1944 before becoming a circuit court judge. Austin Stack, who died young in 1929, in part due to the impact of a hunger strike in the preceding years, was already a prominent figure through his involvement in the events of 1916, and was the first Kerry TD to hold a cabinet ministry, serving as Minister for Home Affairs from 1919 to 1922. Since these four men represented this country in the Dáil, they have been followed into the House by 47 others, and I am pleased that some of them are here and their relatives are here today. Today, therefore, it is not just a celebration of the Centenary events of 1918 and 1919, it is also a celebration of the past 100 years of parliamentary democracy in Ireland. I would like to acknowledge the work done in relation to the decade of centenaries by the Kerry County Council's Commemoration Group and the Strategic Policy Committee. Kerry County Council adopted a policy in 2015 to ensure that official council-led commemoration would be both relevant and reflective. In 2017, the Strategic Policy Committee of Kerry County Council, with responsibility for commemorations, considered the national themes for 2018 as set out by the Department of Culture, Heritage and the Gaeltacht. It was agreed overwhelmingly to support an event to commemorate Armistice Day, which took place recently in Knightstown in Valencia. It was also agreed to commemorate the foundation of an independent parliamentary democracy by commemorating the first 4 Kerry TDs in Dáil Ireland. I would also like to thank Caroline Lynch and Owen O'Shea for bringing together the content and material for this exhibition, and also to acknowledge the support of Kate Kennedy, our Arts Officer and Creative Ireland Kerry Coordinator. We would like to thank Creative Ireland and the Department of Culture, Heritage and the Gaeltacht for making this exhibition possible through their support. I am really delighted that Kerry County Council is hosting this exhibition, and I hope that people will engage with it to be informed and enlightened about the events of a century ago and the people who played such an important role in our history. Good evening,
As the last Cllr has mentioned,